What's going on, guys? Today I am back with another hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in finding out how you can send in your hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about doing that. But anyways, the match I have for you today is sure to be an exciting one. We have Blab, who is on Baby Raccoon Fabled or Fabled Raccoon, versus Propgers 2K10, who is on Battlin Boxer. Both of these players are very, very good players, and I am extremely excited to watch this. Again, great players, really cool decks. Let's get straight into it. Here we see Blab wins the rock, paper, scissors and gets to go first. Opening hands, we see Needle Sealing, Upstart Goblin, Redox, Baby Raccoon, Tantan, and Obedience Schooled. Always great to see this in your opener, especially when going first. And prop here has Solemn Warning, Kagado Kage, Fiendish Chain, Soul Charge, and Kagado Kage. So unfortunately not the greatest going second hand. Here, Blab draws a copy of Fiendish Chain for turn. Blab takes a second to think here. And let's see what happens. They go activate Obedience School, summon Fabled Cerebral, Tantan, and Pompoko. They go Upstart, getting another Obedience School, so if their board gets cleared, you know, they are good to go with the next one. Well, I mean, there is that warning, but who knows. Overlaying the Tantan and Cerebral for a copy of Sendayu, which can use its effect, summoning a token that'll have 1,000 attack. And then they take a second to think here. They normal summon Tantan, overlay the two for another copy of Sendayu, not using the effect here, and then setting Obedience School obviously as a bluff and a Fiendish Chain, and the copy of Needle Sealing. So obviously they were doing that because these have the effect that while you control another beast-type monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So having this little lock here going means that the Needle Sealing is going to be live and these will get to stay. And by making the extra token, it means if, you know, prop even commits one monster that can threaten this board, they can flip Needle Sealing and just clear it out. Or if they overextend enough, you know, this just becomes even more live and basically free at this point. Over to Prop, who gets a copy of Mass Chameleon. Very unfortunate not seeing any Battlin Boxers in the opener. Summoning Mass Chameleon, which they say is good, and then they can special the Kagado Kage minimally to try to make a rank 4. And they do go Needle Sealing here, so they get rid of the 2 monsters and the token. Soul Charge is here, though. And they bring back the Mass Chameleon and Kagado Kage. Kagado Kage must first be special summoned, but with its own effect. So it can now be special summoned because of that. And we do have the Fiendish Chain here still from Blab. So depending what, you know, prop tries going for, like an Exciton or something. Or I guess at that point, what is it? No, they would have been able to technically Exciton here. But they want to break the lock because these would just stay regardless. So going for a copy of Black Ship of Corn, using the effect, trying to get rid of a Sendayu, is met with Fiendish Chain. Here they set the warning and the Fiendish Chain of their own over to Blab, who gets a copy of Tour Guide. Very good draw here. Activate Sendayu. They say it's good, so now they'll get a 2100 token because of the Black Ship. Use the other one. That one is met with the Fiendish Chain, normal Tour Guide, and warning meets the Tour Guide. They have to take a second to think here. They go for Redox, banishing Pompoko and Tantan to summon it out, switching the Sendayu to attack, crashing the token, attacking in with Sendayu and attacking in with Redox, just trying to get more damage in. Here, Prop gets a copy of Call of the Haunted, so still not seeing any Battlin Boxers this game is unfortunate. Going to end phase, Redox bounces the hand. Blab draws a copy of Pompoko, which is good. They take more time to think. And lots of thinking, actually. Summon the Pompoko, use the effect, it looked like. Getting a Tantan, that'll be set. And going to battle phase, pushing in for some damage. Oh, but Call of the Haunted is activated here. Summoning the Mass Chameleon. Main phase 2, Downward is put on top of the Sendayu that was Fiendish Chained. And Prop draws a copy of Compulse for turn, goes Mass Chameleon into Pompoko. Setting the Compulse, Blab draws a copy of Soul Charge. This one might just be over, honestly. Yeah, flipping Tantan, summoning the copy of Calentosa, which can pop a card because it was summoned off the effect of a beast-type monster. Yep, using the effect. Here, Compulse is chained on the Downward, and then overlaying the 2 monsters into another Sendayu, using the effect, getting a 1600 token, and using Redox, banishing Sendayu and Tantan, and that is enough to push it to a game number 2. So Blab takes game number 1. Prop is going to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Soul Charge, Fabled Cerebral, Tour Guide, Fiendish Chain, and Tantan. On the other side, we see Foolish Burial, Call the Haunted, Forbidden Lance, Blackhorn of Heaven, and Torrential. So pretty, trap heavy. I mean, they're good traps, don't get me wrong, but not the most monsters. The Foolish obviously can get into something that you can eventually call the Haunted back. And then, you have back row stuff to try to protect it in a sense. But also they will get a draw for turn here. So let's see what they draw for turn. Drawing a Mermail. Okay, so no, that is a great draw in this position. So let's see what happens here. It looks like Prop is going to summon the Mermail, adding a copy of Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. Setting 4/5 back row, passing it over to Blab, who gets a copy of Blackhorn of Heaven. They take a second to think. They set the Tantan, set Blackhorn, set Fiendish, and pass it over. Here, Prop gets a copy of Glassjaw, which is now, it's getting good because now they have Glassjaw, they have the Foolish, so then if this will leave by a card effect, they'll be able to add one back, so something like a Switch Hitter might be good. But either way, here they are going to summon that Glassjaw, go battle phase. It's a 2000 attack normal summon, but the Tantan does have its flip effect, summoning Countessa, which will be able to then pop a card on summon. And they hit the Mermail here. Call the Haunted is activated on the resolution. Mermail will pop one of Blab's back row now, hitting the Blackhorn of Heaven, which, yeah, it's good to protect that here with the Fiendish. Here, Lance is activated, though, so they will be able to still pop the other back row, and now the Fiendish is gone. So Prop is in a very good position here. Or wait, what just happened? Oh, this still is here right now, I guess. Is from what it looks like. 14. Oh, because the Lance made it, weaker here, I guess. Yeah, because this would be at 800, so that's at 14. So this attack wouldn't go through because the Glassjaw had attacked into the Tantan. Right. But here they can still overlay for a King of the Feral Imps in main phase 2. Use the effect to get a Masked Chameleon. Back over to Blab, who gets a copy of Max C, which that's really good, especially when they go for that Masked Chameleon play. They'll at least get a draw out of it. Here they take a second to think. They summon Cerebral, set 1, and Prop is thinking here. Then they synchro for a copy of Fabled Unicorn, because they are at the same amount of cards right now, and if anything, Blab can always try to get rid of the Max C to even it out again if need be, though. They would still be up one card, but what this does is, while you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand, negate all cards and effects activated by your opponent, and if you do destroy those cards, really solid card, but that is met with Blackhorn. Here, Soul Charge is activated, though, bringing back Countessa, Cerebral, Tantan. Just 3, okay. They keep accidentally trying to get rid of that Fiendish Chain. Here, Torrential is activated, though, so that is so unfortunate. Here, Propkers gets a copy of Spar, summon the Masked Chameleon, Maxi is chained, Blab gets a copy of Needle Sealing, the Glassjaw summon back, and it looks like they're just going to swing in with the Masked Chameleon, not over, extending there. But here, Blab gets a copy of Obedience Schooled, so that might be what they need to get back in this. Though, what was the other back row? Oh, Trap Hole Nightmare, so maybe. Obedience School is activated. And they're thinking. They summon Cerebral, Pompoko, and another Countessa. They say it's good. They overlay for a copy of Sendayu. Use the effect. They're thinking. Here they go, Trap Hole Nightmare. But this is going to stay because it has that built-in protection. This is just going to negate the token summoning ability. Here, though, Sendayu's going to attack into the Glassjaw, which will blow itself up via effect. And then during the end phase, the Cerebral gets destroyed because of the Obedience School. So back over to Prop, who drew a Fiendish Chain. They go battle phase, just attacking over the Sendayu. Main phase 2, summoning Spar and synchro summoning for Stardust because Masked Chameleon is a tuner. setting the Fiendish Chain, and back over to Blab, who gets a copy of Phoenix Wing Windblast, which is good, but that you'd have to give up the tour guide here. Here, Prop gets a copy of Switch Hitter, really good card. Using the effect, this is basically just a Wolf Bark, but you cannot special summon any monsters the turn you activate this effect except Battlin Boxer monsters, but it's kind of irrelevant here. You kind of want to put up something like a Lead Yoke here. Summoning the Glassjaw. Yep. And setting 1, going to battle phase. Are they going to clean this one up? They do. So it looks like we are moving to a game number 3, and Blab will get to start this one out. Really good back and forth. That first game was a little interesting. This, second game was a lot more back and forth, sort of. So here we see opening hands, Phoenix Wing Windblast, Solemn Warning, Tan, Soul Charge, and Needle Sealing. Very trap heavy and having a good, set monster here. And on the other side, we see Mermail, Masked Chameleon, Blackhorn, Solemn Warning, and Switch Hitter. So not a terrible hand here either from Prop. Drawing a Max C as the other draw, that's pretty good. Setting the Tan and 3 back row over to Prop, who gets a copy of Compulse. Summoning Mermail, and that gets met with Warning. Setting 3 back row back over to Blab, who gets another Tan, flipping Tan. That gets met with Warning, shutting off the potential Constellar, setting another monster back over to Prop, who gets a Wiretap, setting the Switch Hitter just as a defender here. Back over to Blab, who gets a Kushano, which unfortunately isn't great here because of, having everything that we see on board here, though this Tan can flip and get a Cerebral, and they could just normal this and Synchro by setting this Soul Charge and maybe even activating Max C and drawing 2 off of a potential Fabled Origin. Flip Tan. They say it's good. Summon Constellar though, okay. So maybe just playing it more cautious into 3 back row, always good. Here they are going to target the middle back row, which is the Blackhorn, overlaying bolt for a Sendayu. They think here that gets met with Compulse. And here they go, Wing Blast, discard Kushano to hit the back row, but that gets met with the Wiretap, shuffling back into deck. Here Max C is chained. Oh, they're going to go Soul Charge, bringing back the Kushano, Tan, and Tan. And, oh, they're doing a huge play here. Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, they haven't used a Obedience School. Only down to 1,000 life because of this, but it will put them very ahead if it goes right. Let's see. Here they get rid of Kushano and Max C for the Raging. So they are going for the Raging, just in a different order, I guess. Does this... Yeah, this just summons any level 2 beast, so this could have summoned the Cerebral there, but I guess it was better to try to bait everything, especially since you had the Soul Charge already. Going for Raging, drawing 2, finding a Fiendish Chain and Needle Sealing. Overlaying the other 2 for a Sendayu, using the effect, getting a 2300 token. And just keeping the Constellar there, setting 1 back row over to Prop, who gets a copy of Kage, which is decent. They have a normal summon here, so summon the Masked Chameleon. They say it's good. Chain the Kage. Oh, but the Needle Sealing could just blow everything out, and they'll get to keep this. Though that doesn't leave them in the best position, because they will also get to keep the Switch Hitter here. Looks like they're having some connection issues, but here they'd summon the Kage. Overlay both for a copy of Black Ship Corn, using the effect, trying to get rid of the Sendayu. That's met with Fiendish Chain. Flipping up the Switch Hitter, attacking over Constellar. Here Blab gets a copy of Blackhorn. Oh, so they were just trying to end the game. I forgot. Only 1,000 life here, so that would have ended the game here. But here it looks like Sendayu's using the effect, getting a token. And they go Battle Phase, Raging over Switch Hitter, token over the Black Ship, and attack in with the other token for 23. Set the Blackhorn and Needle Sealing. Wow, really turned it around there. Here Prop gets a copy of Blackhorn, and that's just the end of the game. Wow, yeah, that was a wild back and forth there. Really, really crazy to see. They're just having a conversation, just clicking through. But yeah, if you guys want to read any of that, feel free to go for it. But yeah, Blab takes that one in a pretty wild back and forth. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends. And don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your own hat format replays. And anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.